this is FantasyEsque and welcome back to the Sims 4 Vampire Amazon Royal Saga with the Salazar Coven. We are picking up after a expected death. I feel like after the fiasco of the previous couple of episodes, Xiomara betrayed the Coven. She's been doing a whole lot of crazy things. She kidnapped our heiress, the princess. So obviously, after she was captured, I think we all kind of expected that the circumstances would be dire. So what happened in the movie? Let's quickly break that down. So after the council reappointment we had at the end of the previous episode, where Lagatha and Catherine were appointed by the Queen as her left and right hand, we picked up with the three speaking to one another about what was going to happen to Jaime and Xiomara. So the Queen kind of made clear that, well, they have to be punished because they kind of did some serious stuff, so there is no way they can leave unscathed. So Lagatha, she piped in and she was speaking up for Jaime, saying that, well, Jaime was under the influence of a banned potion, so he, deserves some leniency. But at the same time, the Queen was not happy kind of letting him go because he did betray their trust at the end of the day. Now, Catherine was in agreement that yes, Jaime, he was manipulated by Xiomara, so his punishment shouldn't be as grave as Xiomara's punishment. So Lagatha suggested that they strip him of his title and post, so he would no longer be in charge of the prison fort, and he would no longer be commander. So the Queen went ahead and agreed to do that for Jaime, and at the same time, they are gonna, let Jaime continue on as a soldier, because before he was manipulated by this banned potion, he did help out several times across the generations and played a very important role in the Salazar history, and also because he's a, Salazar male, the blood that he possesses. So there we go, that's what happened with Jaime. And then the Queen wanted Catherine's opinion, particularly on what to do with Xiomara, because Catherine, she was involved with Xiomara, which everyone knows now, and so was the Queen. So I think the Queen felt that Catherine's opinion was important in this circumstance. Now, Catherine felt quite strongly that Xiomara must be punished. I think they already had in their mind what that punishment would be. It is a grave punishment, right? Because she kidnapped the princess. So there's no going back from that. There is no way you can redeem yourself from an act such as that. So they were in agreement for what a punishment would be, and then the Queen gathered everyone in the throne room and made her announcements for Jaime, and then she said that Xiomara is hereby sentenced to death by poisoning. Because she used those banned potions, I think the Queen felt it was kind of fitting that she died as the result of one of her potions, which, I'm sure there were some deadly potions in his stores as well. So she summoned Serana Covenrose, the younger twin sister of Xiomara, who is now going to be assuming her role as the physician. And she basically tasked Serana with handing that potion to Xiomara and seeing her execution. So we had Serana go into the alchemy lab. She got a poison that was there, and then she had Xiomara brought out to a little execution kind of circle that we have. So it is a newly kind of built section right beside our prison outside. So we have a stone kind of circle, and that's where she had a conversation very briefly with her sister, saying that I think Serana, she has been in disbelief this whole time because she has been disconnected from her sister. She hasn't really been in touch with what's going on regarding Xiomara, because I feel like Xiomara has just been so wrapped up with the coven itself and things at the castle. She hasn't really spent too much time with her sibling, and she hasn't spent too much time with the magical society either, which, you know, now Serana is in charge of all those things, and then the blood givers. So Serana was quite shocked and quite upset at how drastically their lives had changed after Xiomara joined the court. And, you know, she said, never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that this was possible. And Xiomara told her that the vampires, like, they're never going to be safe with the vampires, not entirely. And, you know, when they first saw each other, Xiomara was kind of like, so you've come to end me, sister. And Serana said, it wasn't my choice. I was tasked by the queen to do this. And Xiomara said the vampires are very cruel. Because, you know, they are. Especially to the spellcasters. And I feel like Xiomara was kind of saying to Serana that even if you look like them, you will never be one of them. Even if we look like them, we can never be one of them. We will always be, in some aspect, an outsider. And then she told her sister, do better than I did. Don't die before your time. So we'll have to see how all of that pans out and how Serana deals with being in the coven. I mean, even though her sisters died, she knows her sister was in the wrong. She knows why it happened, right? So none of that is being kept secret from anyone. It was kind of a big deal, whatever happened with the royal family. So Serana, she is going to be the new physician. I haven't updated the intro. I left Xiomara in there because, you know, Xiomara died in the movie, but, you know, she was alive at the beginning of the episode, and I wanted one last video where she was part of the intro. But from the next episode, Serana is going to have her makeover, and then she is going to have a slot in the intro. So that will be that. But okay, guys. Okay. Let me quickly show you guys where this execution happened. So we have our prison area over here, and then this is well, it's kind of a stone circle, I suppose. Yeah, so this is like the stone circle that we have out here. Or I suppose the stone square, not the stone circle. It's like a square. So the stone square is where the execution happened. That's for the severe stuff that takes place in the coven. And, you know, if Jaime was sentenced to death, that's probably where he would be executed as well. Now, Serana is very different to her sister. I mean, yes, her sister died saying all these things to her about how, you know, they were never safe with the vampires. But Xiomara was an immortal. We know that. She was an immortal. She was in touch with the vampiric side. Even though she didn't have access to those powers, she could still do a vampiric duel with Guinevere. And she could drink blood from the blood givers. Whereas her sister doesn't have any of that. She is, at least in appearance, entirely of spellcaster blood. She doesn't have any of the vampiric things here. No vampiric abilities. She is not an immortal, because if you look at her age, she's got 3 days before she becomes an adult. So she's not an immortal. So I find that very fascinating. And I don't think, like, if I click here, she doesn't have any vampiric options. So Xiomara was a hybrid. Xiomara was a hybrid, but Serana is not. She is entirely spellcaster in her genetic makeup, which is interesting to me, and I hope that means she's going to have a better life than Xiomara did, unfortunately. For Xiomara, that vampiric kind of hybridness that she had was not of benefit to her. I feel like it made her a bit too ambitious, and it kind of led to, like, a bit of cockiness and then mess with just everyone and everything. I feel like the fact that she was a hybrid vampire gave her the confidence to get involved with the flippin' queen and then do the things she did. Whereas Serana is going to be under no misunderstanding that she is safe from the vampires, so fingers crossed she's going to be a lot more careful than her sister was. But her traits, she's creative, adventurous, and an insider. So, you know, positive traits so far. I feel like with creative, she's gonna be quite, I feel like she's gonna be a little bit on her toes in terms of how to get herself out of situations and navigate this vampiric world that she's now a part of. She's going to be creative in that regard. Maybe the relationships that she makes and friendships she builds. She's going to be open-minded despite what her sister said. I imagine as part of the adventurous trait, because she knows her sister was in the wrong and she's going to try not to repeat those mistakes. And then as an insider, she is going to try and surround herself with people that can help her, and people that can protect her, right? But not in the way that Xiomara did. Xiomara was taking advantage of people. I don't think Serana is going to want to do that. So I'm quite excited to have her with us. Let me go ahead and turn autonomy back on. Now, one other thing, oh yeah, so before I forget, now when Xiomara died, so typically all the physicians, they go to the Generation 3 castle because we have the soul repository there where all of the urns go, the spellcaster urns. But I was kind of conflicted with Xiomara because, you know, she's dying as a traitor, so I wanted to take it a traitor's rest. And in the end, what ended up making the decision for me is that Xiomara, guys, when she died, she had the vampiric tombstone. So she, in a lot of ways, she was more vampire than spellcaster. She didn't have vampiric powers. She could cast spells, but she had the vampiric urn at the end. Whereas Serana is probably going to have the spellcaster urn, the white one. So because she had the vampiric urn and the vampiric tombstone, I placed her in Traitor's Rest. Whereas Serana, you know, when she dies, however she dies, she is going to go to the soul repository. That was something I wanted to mention. Now, the other thing that the Queen has tasked Serana with. So Jaime right now is still actually imprisoned over here because the Queen has decided that she is going to, you know, take away his rank and relegate him to a soldier. So he's going to serve under, you know, a new commander that they're going to, at some point, appoint. But the Queen is not going to let Jaime walk free until this brainwashing is fixed. So thankfully for Jaime, we have a potion that is going to help him in our story. So the Queen feels as though the potion of nimble mind is going to help kind of unscramble his brain a little bit so that he doesn't do something drastic because Xiomara has died and he was in love with Xiomara. So we actually think have just the one potion of nimble mind over here in the potion store. So we are going to get Serana to grab this. She's going to come here. She's going to grab this potion. And then she is going to give that potion to Jaime. And once Jaime has drunk that potion, we'll say that the effects of whatever Xiomara gave him is going to fade away. If he still has that romance bar, then, you know, it's probably the memory of what he did and the memory of what happened to him that is lingering, but it doesn't have possession over his thoughts and feelings and actions anymore. So once that is done, then the Queen is going to deem him safe to leave and let go. And then he will move to the Willowcroak embassy where Frederick is, and he will be a soldier over there living with Frederick. He's not going to move back to the prison fort because he's kind of lost his post. So, okay, grabbing that potion, let's come here. So let's go here. We'll give that potion to Jaime so that he can drink it and then be free. So we'll do that. And we can't use like the plentiful needs because those are banned potions as well. But let's go ahead, let Jaime go free. Now the other thing if you guys remember, Elaine was kind of in the same situation as Jaime. She is still at Castle Sheba, locked up in the dungeon cells over there. The Queen does not feel as though it is safe for Elaine to kind of be out right now. So she is going to task Serana with the same thing that she's doing over here. But we don't have a second potion of Nimble Mind. So get him to drink that. We don't have a second potion of Nimble Mind. So Serana is going to have to try and learn that potion and make that. So Elaine, unfortunately, is going to be locked up until Xiomara can give us a potion of Nimble Mind, and then she can fix whatever Xiomara did to Elaine. But okay, we are going to unlock this. Jaime can come out now. Come on, Jaime. Let's get out of here, Jaime. I'm glad that Jaime did not die as a result of this, because I would have been really sad. Not gonna lie, I would have been quite sad. And I feel like, especially for Lagatha, because Lagatha has a son with him, so I don't think Lagatha would have wanted him to die, like in any way, shape, or form. Okay, let's get Serana to call the Bloodgivers so that she can let the vampires drink. So I'll go do that. And then we definitely have Eden's baby being born in this episode, the one she conceived to Luciano. That's happening at 1 p.m. I think. Now, since the previous episode, we have had some age ups. So, oh yeah, this other thing that I have to talk about. Now, at this point, the update for the infants has already come out, so I could totally have infants in my game. But I'm not gonna lie, guys, I am not happy with this whole infant update, so I'm actually just skipping that life state. I'm just aging up my children from babies to toddlers. So when they age up naturally into infants, I don't keep them as infants. I bump up the age to a toddler. And the reason why I don't like the infant update is because I have specific CC that I use for my vampiric genetics, and those CC items were not made for infants, so they cannot apply to infants. And that means that my infants look very different to when they become toddlers and, you know, are older. So I don't like that. I don't like how different they look in appearance. Like my eye genetics, my skin genetics, these things, my ear genetics, like, they're not available for the infants. I don't like that at all. So that's why I'm kind of skipping that life state. Maybe things will change in the far future when the CC, there's like more available for infants and everything's like updated and stuff. But for now, I'm just going to skip that life state because I don't like how different they look. I like having like similarities, coherence as they age up. I want it to seem believable that, okay, this is how they looked as a baby and this is how they look as a child and as a teen and as an adult. That's kind of what I would like. So on that note, let's go ahead and take a look at our two boys over here who have aged up. So Lord Ari aged up into a child. So this is him. He's got blue eyes. He is so adorable. He is the Queen's cousin. So Lord Ari. And then we had, I think, Meredith's child, Meredith's son, age up into a toddler, and he is so cute. Look! This is Lord Channing Dravage. He's adorable. I need to invite both of them to the castle so that we can take a look at Lord Channing and Lord Ari. But, yeah, they are both the Queen's cousins. So, so cute. So cute. So Ari is Jaime's son? I think Ari is Jaime's son, if I'm not mistaken. And Channing is Emmanuel's son. And they live together right now, I think. They live together at the Willow Creek Embassy, and Jaime's gonna join them. Okay. Okay. You are so hungry. You should probably feed yourself. But can we get Okay, we've got these three over here. I don't know where all the ladies are, but I am going to try and shift them all to the kitchen so that the vampires can come to that general area and drink. So let's move these guys to the kitchen, but also there's food in the kitchen. Let's try and feed ourselves. Seriously, I don't understand some of these people who don't feed themselves. Like, seriously, go feed yourself. You know what? Why don't we have... Do we have a microwave here? I don't think we do. I don't think we do. That's fine. Let's just have a quick meal. Let's have a quick meal of blue milk. That's nice. Let's have some blue milk. You drink that. We'll get the... Well, not all the vampires have to drink. Jaime has to drink. Like, Jaime really has to drink. Okay. Let's drink, Jaime. You are free now. Your brain's okay. At least you're more okay than you were before. You're not going to have the same amount of prestige that you did, but at least you're going to be alive. At least you are still going to be a soldier. And now, like, you know, the princess is safe. You know you're not doing anything wrong. I wonder how Jaime feels. Like, now that his mind has been fixed and he still retains all the memories of what he did, and he remembers that he kidnapped the princess. And I feel like he would be quite horrified with himself for doing what he did. I think so. And he probably would be very grateful to Lagatha. He'll be very grateful. Become enemies with Guinevere. He would be very grateful to Lagatha, I think, for helping him, like, helping speak up for him. Because I think that would have gotten back that she did speak up for him. Okay. Well, now that you're done here, I think we can get you to have a thoughtful shower, and then we'll move you out. We'll move you out to where Emmanuel is so that you can be reunited with your son, because he was separated from Ari. Well, not separated, but, you know, Emmanuel collected Ari before that whole confrontation went down at the Shadow Fort. Not the Shadow Fort, jeez, at the prison fort. So, Jaime, don't we want to deal with this? Okay, I'm going to go move him out, guys, and then we'll be back for Eden giving birth. Okay, everyone's gathering around. The room is getting busier and busier. Our queen is ready to have this baby, finally, that she conceived with Luciano Ranarain. Now, you will notice that we have Lady Elaine in attendance, and that's because Luciano asked the queen to bring Elaine over to witness the birth, because, you know, it is going to be his child, whether it is a boy or a girl, and we know in secret he is in service to Elaine, and he wanted her to be present for this important moment. But basically, Elaine's under watch by Luciano, so they have that understanding, and that's why that's why she's attending the birth. So she's under watch, not running around loose or anything. Now we also have the adorable Prince Rusty over here, and then also we have Lord Ari. So Ari is also in attendance. Jaime's here as well. I feel like everyone, I feel like they aren't exactly happy with Jaime, but they're not excluding him, because it was kind of decided when the queen conceived that he would be present for this child's birth. Now, in the future, they may choose to exclude him because of, you know, the things that he did. But for now, the queen decided, even though he did all those things, like, he has been punished, and it was decided before, you know, everything went down that he would be present for this child's birth, so they want him here. But this is Ari. Look at how cute he is. He's adorable. He's got those blue eyes. He's got the same hair as his uncle, like the golden yellow hair, even though he is Jaime's son. He doesn't have his father's light brown hair. He inherited the golden hair. Very much like very much like Rusty. So anyways, Luciano, I'm so excited. I hope this is a princess. I really do. Luciano is excited too. I mean, Luciano doesn't like kids, so I don't think he's excited by the prospect of, having his own child. I think more than anything, he's excited by the prospect of improving the Salazar kind of name, not the Salazar, the Ranarain name and lineage. I think that's kind of his big thing. And I feel like more than, the queen right now, his attention is on Elaine. And he's excited for Elaine to be out and to be present. So I feel like that's what's going on with Luciano. But I'm excited. I hope it's a girl. And also, I hope it is a dusky-skinned girl. Like, that would make me so happy. I mean, Kyra is adorable. We do have Kyra with us. But Kyra, she has the light skin that all the Salazars have had for eternity. It'd be so nice if we could actually have a princess with dusky skin. Don't you guys agree? At least I feel so. And Lord Channing, once we have this birth, I'm going to invite over Lord Channing so that we can take a look at him because he is just too cute. He's just too cute. I might line up Kyra and Channing so that we can see how they look. Like, that's going to be so adorable. Okay, let's not waste any time. Let's have this baby, guys. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed it is going to be a girl. We've only had one baby girl so far. We've only had the one. And I think we had 2 boys in a row. No, we didn't. We had Kyra, then Channing. So the last baby was a boy. And... it's the girl! It's the girl! Okay, we had a princess. I thought our chances would be good. I thought our chances of having a princess would be good because we had... I think we had 2 boys, then we had Kyra, then 1 boy. And so, we haven't had that many girls. Okay, so this is going to be Princess Juno. Princess Juno Salazar. So this name was suggested to me by Friday, so thank you so much for that lovely name suggestion. Princess Juno Salazar. So just the 1 baby, and... darn it! It is not a dusky baby. Ugh, that just breaks my heart. Both the Ranarain boys gave us princesses, but we didn't get dusky princesses like I wanted. But it's a princess, so that's good. But this is interesting. Some of the things I'm noticing, because I haven't played much since the update happened. Like, I haven't been in the game since the update happened much. And before, this life state was like a baby, and then you had toddler. But now this life state is a newborn. Then you have the in-between, which is an infant, and then toddler. So, like, when I jumped back into the game, I took a bit of a break between the last episode and this one. And the update happened, like, in between. When I jumped in, Channing was actually an infant. Like, he'd aged up into an infant. But I, like I said, didn't like that whole shenanigan. So I just bumped him into a toddler. And then gave him a makeover. So Juno's going to go through the same thing. Every baby's going to go through the same thing. We're just going to skip the infant life state. But I'm glad that we have her, I suppose. And what is this? There's some new sentiments? What a bliss this new baby brings to Eden's life. Oh, that's adorable. It's adorable. But yeah, I noticed a few things. And I don't know... I don't know how some of these things affect what's going on. Like, she had a memory and then it was attached to the baby, or there was like a little bassinet thing. So that's kind of cute that they have memories about their babies, their children that are born. And I don't know what sentiment he has, but I wouldn't know because we can't click on the baby right now. But okay, guys, we have a little princess, our second girl in this generation, and our second princess. So we have Kyra and Juno. And Juno is going to have essentially the same genetics as Kyra. I don't know how similar they are going to be in appearance, but she's going to have the same red hair, the blood red hair that Kyra does, like the bright red hair, and then she's going to have the same yellow eyes that Kyra has. Because Kyra's father and Juno's father are twins, so the youngsters are going to look pretty much the same. Their features might be different, though. Their features might be different. But okay, Queenie. Does the show off even work anymore? Like, does it actually work? Because it would be nice if she could show off to Luciano, but I feel like this feature has never worked. Like, ever. Oh, this is interesting. So you have, like, baby care. Oh, yes, I've noticed. Things have been categorized. Like, they're categorized now. Not everything has changed in terms of the things available to us, the interactions available to us, but we have a bunch of stuff that is now categorized. Now, did you guys notice Lagatha got a red sentiment, like a grudge sentiment, I think, for Elaine? She was talking to Myron, but I think she got like a grudge sentiment for Elaine. I wonder what that was about. Huh. Interesting. That is so fascinating. Okay, well, the queen, why don't you rock the baby? Rock the newborn princess. Your second princess. So I feel like in terms of like reproduction, Eden is being quite a successful queen because she's bred, actually yeah, she's bred 3 times, but she's had like girls 2 of the times. So I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. But okay, now that the queen has had her baby, guys, I think she is probably gonna find herself approached by someone for the next breeding. I feel very much. So, okay, everyone's over here. They've kind of seen the new baby. I feel like they've more or less celebrated that the princess has been born. We'll get these guys to come by and kind of look at the baby a little bit. So, Catherine, you go take a look at the child. And then we'll get Lagatha to take a look at the child. And Xiomara, as the physician, maybe check the baby's health before we get the baby moved with Myron to the creature cradle. So things are working a little bit differently in terms of the castle arrangement right now. So normally the brood mother stays at the creature cradle, but because Lagatha is a council member, like an active council member, she's actually gonna be staying at Castle Eden with us, and so is Catherine. So they're gonna be staying at Castle Eden. That means Myron is actually gonna be the one looking after the children, the girls that are there, along with his son, Prince Rusty. So, okay, Catherine, oh look at that, she's taking a look at the baby. And when she's done holding the baby, it's actually very sweet. So, is this like a, can you just hold the baby? Like, actually, can we show off the baby to anyone? That's fascinating. You can just hold the baby. Can you put the baby down? And who is trying to get into contact? I don't know who this is or what's going on over there. Okay, okay, she's placing the baby down. Let's see if Lagatha can come and maybe cuddle. What's happening here? Oh, she's cuddling. She's cuddling. Let's get Lagatha to come and take a look. Why don't you go sit down? Let the others have a turn as well, Catherine. Catherine's just so excited right now. She's like, I want to play with the baby. I want to play with the princess. I want to spend time with the princess. Catherine, that is very, very nice of you. But what about Lagatha? I'm sure Lagatha, as, you know, the brood mother, would be quite interested in this. So let's step away. Give Lagatha a turn. Lagatha is gonna coo at the baby. Oh, and the baby needs, let's see, change dirty diaper. Let's go do that. Come on, come on. Go tend to the baby. Change the baby's diaper, please. Is someone else wanting to tend to the child? Is the butler tending to the child? Ugh. Sometimes, guys, these butlers just get in the way, and that is not too fun. Seriously, dude. We were trying to do some stuff. We were trying to get Lagatha over here so that she could see the child. Okay, he's gonna feed the baby, I suppose. Thank you. He's gonna feed the baby. And what's this? Congratulations from the spirits. Thank you, Zafira. Thank you, really. So if we look at the queen's family tree right now, we have 3 children over here. And if we go a bit further in her family tree, hold on, if we go all the way to Sheba, we have, let's see, a lot of things are all over the place, I'm not gonna lie, but we have Channing, Ari, yeah, things are a bit confusing for sure. For sure. It's so hard to figure out what's going on with these guys. Look at how broken up the family tree is. So broken up. Okay, seems as though everyone is finished celebrating the princess's birth, which is fine. I'm sure the broodmother will come check in on Juno in a bit, and Serana will come as the physician, make sure the baby's in good health. We'll move the baby out. I am going to call over Channing and Kyra so that we can see them side by side, because, you know, babies, toddlers, so cute. So let me go deal with that, and then we'll jump back in real quick before the episode ends. So guys, I have to say I do like the fact that now we have a family tab, because beforehand we didn't have a family tab. We just had friends, household / roommate, and it was assumed your family, you know, would live with you, or your partner would be under a romance tab. But we actually have a family tab now, and I love that, because now, whether or not we're friends with certain family members, they're included over here. So I very much appreciate that. And then we have, oh, livestock, pets and livestock. That's pretty cool. Before, I think, I mean, even now, I suppose the pets are under household roommates, but I really appreciate this family tab. So anyways, we have Kyra and Channing, and I really want to take a look at them to see how adorable these two are side by side. We already know how Kyra looks, of course, like we've seen Kyra before, but this is Channing on the right. And also, having the 2 toddlers next to each other, I kind of like using that to see how their features are a little bit different from one another. I mean, you can quite clearly see they are quite different in appearance. Even when you put Lord Ari and Prince Rusty next to each other, you can see the different features they have. But just look at Channing, guys. Look at him! He's got the auburn hair, so like the orangish hair color from his father Frederick, and he has the yellow eyes, same as Kyra. But he just looks so adorable. I know the first 2 babies we had, you guys were saying looked like the first 2 boys. You guys were saying looked a lot like Link from Legend of Zelda, which I totally agree with. Does Kyra look like anyone, do you think? And also, who does Channing look like? Does Channing look like anyone? But, oh, they're so adorable. These 2 are just so cute. And then Kyra. I mean, I'm really curious how Juno's gonna look in terms of features. Like, is Juno gonna be similar to Kyra, or is she gonna be different? And how different? Because they have the exact same mother, and their fathers were identical twins. So that'll be interesting for sure. But, oh, look at these 2! Just look at these 2. Ari, you are too cute. You're adorable, Ari. Look at how happy they are. Aww. I swear, I don't know what it is with this generation. All the babies are like so sweet to me. They look so cute to me. Like all the babies. I just want to grab them and cuddle them and hug them and run away with them. Really. Look, I want to kidnap these children. They're so adorable. Oh, look at the princess. Oh my goodness. I'm always excited for our princesses and our little girls to turn into children, but I love Kara so much as a toddler. Kind of don't want her to age up. Oh, Kara, be a toddler for a long, long time. I don't know how long she has left until she ages up into a child, but Ari aged up recently, so I think she has a couple of days left still. But you be you, kiddo. You be you. Well, guys, now that is done, like I said, the queen is going to find herself, I think, approached by someone who has their eyes set on breeding. And, oh, look, it seems as though the game has autonomously decided to arrange that particular meeting. So, Guinevere, guys, is approaching the queen because she wants to have the next breeding. And we have been waiting on Guinevere for quite a while now, I feel. In the beginning, you guys were saying that, you know, Guinevere, she must be jealous of the queen because the queen's having these baby girls and she hasn't even had a chance to breed yet. But I don't think that was ever the case because we found out eventually that Guinevere is the one who influences all of the queen's decisions, including the breeding order. Like, the queen kind of takes approval from Guinevere before making certain decisions, right? So Guinevere has deliberately kind of staved off having her own children because she was more focused on consolidating her power and her grip over the coven and the vampiric court. So that's what her focus was on. So she was kind of happy to not breed in the time being. Instead, you know, the queen was the one having children, and then the Dravagers were having their kids, and none of them managed to have a girl, so, you know, there's no threat to Guinevere either in terms of those bloodlines. And I think Guinevere is okay with the queen having daughters, because, like we saw with Kyra, even though it's Eden's daughters, Guinevere is very protective of the princess, and I feel like the princesses. It's almost as though they're her children, like she's very possessive of them. And I wouldn't be surprised if Guinevere considered them her children. So there is kind of that happening. But also, with the council reappointment and everything that happened, even though Guinevere solved the situation of Kyra's kidnapping, she withheld certain information from Eden, and that whole incident made Eden kind of step back a bit and think, does Guinevere have a bit too much control over things? Does she have a little bit too much power and authority that she is not sharing with me, or that, you know, I am unknowingly sharing with her? So I feel like as a result, she maybe is, you know, listening to Guinevere a little bit less. Obviously, when she appointed two completely new vampiresses to serve as council members, that was kind of a blatant declaration that I will make my own decisions for Eden, right? And I feel like that would have made Guinevere quite uncomfortable, and it's a price that Guinevere's paid, and even though it's a heavy price, Guinevere also got a lot of benefits because her reputation in the eyes of all the other vampires has increased. So you win one, you lose one, as far as Guinevere is concerned. But she is now telling the queen openly that I want to breed next. I want to breed next because she's lost a bit of influence with the queen, and she wants this as a way to, I think, secure her bloodline, but also to get some of that influence back. Because a lot of the times we have seen that when our vampiresses have baby girls, they fall in favor with the queen for expanding the bloodline and growing the coven and the court. So that's kind of what Guinevere is wanting to do here. So now, like, having a daughter is on her mind. It wasn't so much beforehand, but it's on her mind. And I feel like she is quite adamant with this, so the queen wouldn't exactly be able to say no to her. I feel like the queen's kind of become aware that she should start exercising more of authority and sharing less with Guinevere, but she's still not brave enough to say no to Guinevere's face, because, you know, Guinevere has been in control of a lot of things, and the queen has been quite reliant on Guinevere. Can the queen ever truly become independent? I don't know, and I have my doubts, because all the queen's done is shift that responsibility and that trust from Guinevere to Lagertha and Catherine. Now, I don't feel like Lagertha and Catherine would take advantage of her, but if the queen's always relying on others, when is she ever going to be able to think of herself? You know what I mean? Anyways, guys, with that said and done, I am going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.